Hello, everyone. Let's have a chat about Arsenal Football Club and the ongoings in the football landscape. It's been a while. Obviously, Christmas has been a little bit manic, so I haven't been able to get a video. So we're just going to have a little bit of an informal chat about what's gone on, obviously, recently between, firstly, my football club, and then yesterday, not Aston Villa, Sunderland managed to get a very good point against Man City. So we'll also discuss that, and we'll just discuss Enzo Maresca also leaving Chelsea, because that seems absolutely mental. That football club does never surprise me, to be honest with you. But going on to the first bit, obviously Arsenal, the team we all know and love, dominated Villa, beat them 4-1, and the attack really did shine. At the end of that, there were some talking points whereby Unai Emery decided it wasn't appropriate to shake Mikel's hand. And I mean, you have to question that, but I've never liked Emery anyway. I don't think he's a good manager. I think he's kind of overrated. And I also don't think he's necessarily as squeaky clean as the whole media landscape decides to put him as. But we have to live and die by it. They're a good team. They beat us, obviously, at Villa Park the other day in the 95th minute. And we see, I mean, he shook Arteta's hand then, didn't he? But anyway, Arteta really shows him who's boss, batters in 4-1. The team were brilliant. Villa had the first half, like they sort of had good chances on the counter-attack in transition. But overall, Arsenal came back into it in the second half and decided to pull up their big boy pants and show Villa what a title challenger really looks like. So, we dominated that Villa game, got the result done, bit of argy-bargy at the final whistle. Unai Emery decides to say it's because his hands were cold. Absolute horse manure, to be honest. But we get the result, and that's all that matters. We go into the title race, put pressure on City. City played yesterday, play against Sunderland, a place that obviously Arsenal drew 2-2, dropped points. Let's be honest, Sunderland without their main players, without Dan Ballard, and they come away with a 0-0 win. And I have to say, they got a bit lucky. There were some good chances for City. Bernardo Silva scored early doors. That was ruled out offside. But nevertheless, we are cooking. We got a good result there, Arsenal. Now I think they're 4 points ahead of City with that draw from City. And we are going into the next game against Bournemouth away. Obviously a tough test. I believe City won't finalise Semenyo before that transfer. Before that game, sorry. And to be honest, most likely because they want him to play against us and try and beat us and play well and obviously knock our confidence. If we can beat Bournemouth, we're in an absolute stunning place in terms of the title race, because you're just ticking off the games at this point, and it's important to continue this development of the title, keep putting pressure on City, keep winning. Then we've got a trip to the Emirates, but it's against Liverpool, who are very up and down at the moment. They obviously just drew to Leeds, so you'd imagine Arsenal should be, in the context of the game, winning that. But Liverpool will actively sit back a bit more, be a bit more reserved, and not got the pressure that's expected on them to beat Arsenal at this present moment in time. Whether they can or not is a different matter, but I do think they probably will go for a draw, and the game will be a lot harder than, say, the Leeds game for them. For us, sorry. It'll be like quite hard to break down. We might rely on a set piece. If we can get a set piece early, I think we can pretty much put them to the sword. But I think it's a different type of game state, a different type of game style to Liverpool Leeds, and it could be a banana skin because they still have very good players. Florian Wirtz is a very good player. Hugo Ekitike is a very good player. But yeah, so there's that going on. Loads of Liverpool fans do want Slot out. I don't think I'd agree with that if I was a Liverpool fan. Mainly because obviously Arsenal do have patience with managers, but I just think he's shown enough by winning the league. They're going through a period of transition. They've had a lot of loss at that football club recently as well. I think stabilise, get to the summer, change out the players. Virgil van Dijk will probably leave at the end of his contract. Well, sorry, with a year left, you'd imagine. Salah will definitely leave in the summer. Go through that period of instability with Slot, who's been there and done it, and build the club in his image, is what I'd say. But obviously, I'm not a Liverpool fan, so I don't have a dog in that fight. Anyway, going on to the final bit, I just wanted to touch on Enzo Maresca, because the footballing landscape's a little bit weird. Looks like they're going for Liam Rossini, which would be a strange appointment in my opinion, but that's just who Chelsea are, isn't it? They're a bit of a basket case club. Enzo Maresca, I think, is a good manager. Don't think he's anything special. Don't think they'll necessarily miss him, but I don't think he also deserved the sack. And it seems like his hands were being tied for team selections. And when a club, especially the size of Chelsea, decides to tie their manager's hands in terms of team selections to protect the value of players that they've bought in their model, I think there's only one outcome. And Enzo Maresca's done well to hold his head high and leave the club. Imagine it's on his own accord. He sort of kicked up a fuss in press conferences, tried to go nuclear to make it so the club had to sack him, and they have done. And that's good for him because he gets a payout. But I think it'll be interesting who they bring in, if they bring in Liam Rosenior. I was thinking about it, and I mean, I think Unai Emery doesn't manage egos enough to be able to go in there. Maybe Areola? I don't know. I don't really care either. Let's just hope that Chelsea continue this downward spiral and don't do very well. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the football recently. I hope you all had a very good Christmas and New Year. I will be doing some more Arsenal and football related content very soon. And yeah, thank you for watching. Auf Wiedersehen.